Greetings, everyone. I'm excited to welcome Amira Nakouri, co-founder and CEO at Klaimy. Amira, welcome to the show.
Hi, Ben. Thank you.
Hi. Yeah, great to have you here. Let's kick this off. Tell us a little bit about your background.
So, about my background, I spent more than 7 years in strategy consulting. So before that, I made all my studies in France in business school, and then I started my career in strategy consulting. I was at Hamburger, which is a big strategy consulting firm, and I specialized in the financial services sector with many projects for insurance companies. And I have supported many insurance companies in their digital transformation since 2016. Specifically, I can mention the digital transformation of Aviva and the transformation of Europe Assistance and many others.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. And then somewhere in that journey, I assume you kind of the idea came for Klaimy or something that you saw that you said, hey, I need to start my own company.
Exactly. So since my study, I wanted to start my own company. The trick here is that I am originally from Tunisia and I needed to have also my permanent visa in France. So I started a more stable career in consulting, but
Mhm.
I couldn't have any other careers because I get bored after 3 months. That's what was the first thing from all my internship when I was in business school. The common thing is after 6 months, I was having the bore out syndrome. So I'm pretty much hyperactive, and strategy consulting, where I was really fulfilling because I could change different assignments, different teams, different projects, and also different sectors. And I was curious intellectually, and that's why I stayed long in the consultancy world. And then in 2022, first with COVID, the entrepreneurial spirit came again when once you stop, because strategy consulting is so intense that you need to stop somewhere to make the real thinking about what's your purpose in life, what do you really know, and what do you want. So that was the moment where COVID obliged us to slow down, and also made these thoughts rise in my head. And then 2022, with the rise of AI, Gen AI, specifically with the first versions of ChatGPT to the public, I saw the new wave of transformation and revolution that is coming for all the industries. And since I was specialized in insurance industry, I want to be part of this play. And I found that it was the perfect moment to build my own company.
That's great. Yeah, appreciate that background. And so around 2022, seeing everything changing, especially with AI. And so yeah, let's talk about Klaimy, your current company. So tell us what products and or services Klaimy offers.
So we've made a lot of discovery first. And just to finish the first part, how we build the company. So I couldn't build the company alone. I needed talents that are specialized in AI and data scientists, and that's how I landed up into Antler VC program. So Antler program has this specificity of launching teams from scratch. So I joined the cohort in Paris in April 2023. And there's the beginning of everything, because that's where we founded the team. And we also learned a lot about the basics of founding a startup, all the theory of the MAM test, how to listen to to design real solutions for real problems. And even if I came from the industry, I couldn't come with, okay, I really needed to set up an AI that is specialist in interpreting and analyzing medical records. It was very far from the reality. So the reality is that we iterated a lot. I came from the industry, so I had a network to get real expert calls, and we ran more than 350 calls in summer 2023. And then we knew that with LLMs, we could process better the claim part. So that's why the name of the company is Klaimy. So we started first at the claim part. And then even with handling the claim, we were positioning at the beginning of the journey. When we created the company in 2023, we were positioned as a generalist AI that will structure and texture data. And very quickly, we've seen every model of LLM coming through with better performance and commoditizing this area. So we pivoted very quickly for to get a real use case that has a lot of business rules and complexity of the business. So it's not only about low value tasks, but also about mid to high value tasks. So that's why we focused Klaimy into complex use case, where in life insurance specifically, when you need to, for instance, underwrite for an insurance policy for a home mortgage insurance, then for a part of the population, you need to go to the medical checkup to assess for the insurers and insurance to assess adequately the risk and the price for you. And in that part, we discovered that it can take the delays can take between 5 to 25 days of just for underwriting, with back and forth between the insurance company, the policyholder that is needing the credit, and also all the hospitals. And from that part, we said, okay, there is a big pain. It's a low volume but high complexity use case. And we iterated with different MGAs in France, and then we launched our solution that is an AI that is a specialist in analyzing and interpreting medical records with high speed and high accuracy. So where before the handler or an underwriter would take up to 1 hour to check the medical records and make the synthesis and take the decision, Klaimy can do all this in less than 1 minute, and that's the value.
Okay, I love that. So it's helping. So your focus, say, in life insurance and helping that underwriting process, where that the person who's applying has to maybe get that medical exam or something, or prove that that they're in some state of healthiness.
Exactly. So the output, the input is the medical record. It can be complex, the different geographies, at least in France, it will be between 20 to 50 pages of different heterogeneous medical records. So it's going to be electrocardiograms, blood tests, medical assessments, and the doctor's report that is often also handwritten, where the handler will take, this 1 hour, it's for him to extract more than 1,000 data points with high precision and then interpreting them. So what we are doing is we're doing this extraction part, and then the output is displayed in a Copilot mode, where we have an interface that is specifically designed for this business, where we can display 360-degree view for the prospect or the policyholder. And we have a chronological view for all the diseases that they had from these 50 to maybe 80 pages. And we also flag the severity of the different files so that they can also streamline their activity and they can handle the less severe files more quickly with a junior profile. And then we have this a system of flags. So the red flag and the orange flag and the green flag. So green flag is could be automated completely, but could be checked by a junior. And the yellow flag, the orange flag would be by an experimented handler or an underwriter. And then the red flag would go to the counsel doctor, because you need to know that these teams are helped by doctors. So either the handlers are ex-nurses or ex also in the medical field. And they are also backed by a doctor that can help them when they meet complex medical files.
Yeah, so interesting. So who, I'm guessing, so you're selling your product into then life insurance companies, or who is your ideal customer right now?
Yes. Today we have opened up the use case for loan insurance and also protection insurance in the life insurance area. And we are also launching soon bodily injuries. It's in the P&C field, but it's also based on the same principle of processing medical records. So our ideal customers today have been and are the MGAs that are handling the different medical files, and they have teams. Why is that? Because Since our tech, we launched the company in late 2023, November 2023. So we didn't want to have a legacy or by internalizing our own models. So of course we were based on LLMs, and the first MVP were based on LLMs, and having pre-trained models gave us the opportunity to get to the mid-market where they can be more agile in the decision making. They can pay more rapidly than the big life insurance and life insurers or reinsurers. So we wanted to get the product live in the market very soon, in less than 2 years. So that was our goal, and that's why we had this ICP that is the MGA.
Okay,
And
yeah.
that we are going to we are also now iterating with life insurers that we got their attention, and we have different inbound leads through to that. Now we have references in MGAs, and we have a product that is also live, so it's easier to get to larger carriers.
Yeah, that's great. I love that. And as part of the application process, say that the individual who is applying for, say, life insurance, loan insurance, and at least in the US, medical records could be on paper, could be in this software, that software, that software. And so is the individual applying involved in that process where it gets to them and then they have to upload their medical records?
Okay, I really didn't know about the US market or other markets, but the discovery that we base is more in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And in Europe, the medical files are sent either directly through the policyholder or the prospect after they have been through the medical exams, or through vetted network of the medical network, so directly through labs. So laboratories will send the different medical exams directly to the insurers.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, so maybe a little bit different. And so the timeline here, so you were in this Antler VC program, April 2023 cohort. And then did I get it right? You launched the product November of 2023, or when did you actually go live with the first version of your product?
Yes. So we formed the team, the full team. We made the discovery in summer 2023.
Mm-hmm.
So it was July to August. We formed the team we completed the team with a CTO in October 2023. We had the first design partner with an LOI in October 2023. And then we needed to create the company. So we created the company to sign the papers with the LOI and begin to iterate with this first design partner in December 2023 after the creation of the company. And that's when does the product went live in June 2023 for the first product, and in June 2024 in the first product, and in September 2024 for the second product. So the first product was processing medical bills. So it was in the health insurance. Then the product that I'm pitching today, the medical underwriting and medical claims, we found another design partner in March 2024. And this design partner put us into this, what I mentioned as a pivot. So to this use case, we started building the product in March 2024, and it went live, in late 2024.
Okay, interesting. So really fast, maybe a couple pivots there, but started the company in 2023, got a product out really fast, a couple pivots, but even like you said, late 2024 had that other design partner in that use case. So really interesting. So let's talk some stats and figures. So generally founded the company in 2023, at least you started in 2023. And then is the company headquartered in Paris then?
Yes, we are Paris-based. So we all three co-founders are Paris-based, and we have our network in France. And the French market is big enough. When we did also all the market sizing of the SAM, the TAM,
Mm-hmm.
and we found that the French market is pretty much first. There is a high rate of penetration of the life insurance and credit insurance. The second thing is that the larger insurance groups are in France and mainly in Paris. So that was a no-brainer to be first to launch the company in Paris.
That's great. So enough business locally. And then 3 co-founders. And then what's your current team size?
current team size, we are still early stage, and I have this philosophy of optimizing resources. I think that's what I inherited from my ex career in strategy consulting. So yeah, we are now 4. So we have a founding engineer that is specialized in software engineering, and he has more than 10 years of experience. And we were working with other 3 freelancers. Our goal is also to internalize resources once it's adequate. And we need to manage also the cash, of course. We are hiring another FTE that's going to come soon in 2 months. That is an expert in LLMs and AI to consolidate the team, even if my 2 co-founders are also specialists in this field. And we have 2 interns. So all in all, in 2 months, we will be 7 plus 3 freelancers, 10.
Okay, that's great. So growing team, which is great. And then I assume at this point, are you revenue generating?
We are revenue generating mainly in POC revenue and starting to have MRR.
Okay.
So we have already 4 or 5 clients that are signed, and 2 are live. 3 are going to be live soon before summer. And we have a pipeline, of course, of different other MGAs and insurers going to.
Yeah, and that's great. So generating MRR, and then tell us a little bit about your pricing model. So are you charging a fixed subscription, or is this usage-based pricing?
It's a hybrid model.
Hybrid, yeah.
So it's a mix of 2. So it's a SaaS model with a minimum lump sum. For instance, for MGAs, it's going to be around 3K for the first 500 files that are processed by Klaimy. And then if they go beyond this threshold, then it's going to convert to a pay-per-use.
Okay, interesting. So really kind of
the first years, at least to absorb the activity and to understand also the activity of the economic activity of our clients, to avoid that there will be peaks of activities where they will use Klaimy more than required, and also to avoid the negotiation burden for them.
Okay, interesting. So really kind of a tiered model where they get usage up to a point and then pay per use or overages after that. And of course, we know pricing models evolve and change. And then tell us, so you have expertise in this industry coming from strategic consulting. So tell us a little bit about your go-to-market motion. How are you finding these initial design partners and these initial customers?
Yeah, because I was curious to listen to you saying, "Oh, that was fast." For me, it's not fast, but it's fast when you know the insurance industry and you know the time that these players will take to adopt solutions, specifically when it's a disruptive sort of solution with a new technology. Then they need to go through different steps. And I confess that the sales cycle, I find it really specifically long. But once they are there, it's difficult once you are there, you are a trusted design partner and you're a trusted solution for them. So it takes long to get their trust, but eventually we're happy to be part of this. And just to repeat maybe myself, for the mid-market, it's a shorter sales cycle. I think mid-market for me, it's something MGA that will be somewhere around 50 million euros to 200 million euros. That's the size of the mid-market. And then if it's larger than that, it's going to be another process and another timeline.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mid-market would be, we assess mid-market, not putting into the assessment all the design partners because we were building the product. Now the other clients that have joined, it's about 6 months, to be 6 to 9 months, depends on if it's the upper part of the bucket. So it's 6 to 9 months. And for the larger carriers and the larger groups, it's going to be between 12 to 24, even 30 months.
Yeah, so solid mid-market to enterprise sales cycle there. So Amira, let's switch over to the capital side. So you've raised some capital. How much capital have you raised to date now?
So we have raised 1.2 million euros with different investors. Specifically, of course, there are VCs leading the round, and we have gave some room for also individual business angels that are experts in the insurance industry.
Okay, so 1.2 million euros raised to date. And did you know you were going to raise capital from the beginning, or did something happen that said, and I know you were in that kind of the Antler VC program, but was that the plan from the start to raise some capital versus bootstrap?
So we bootstrapped. So since we bootstrapped 1 year and a half, but yeah, it was a plan since the beginning. Yes, of course. Why that? Because we are in a changing world where we need to go fast. We want to be category leader in what we are building, and we are not really focusing on the dilution. What we want to do is to be visible and to be the trusted partner in that category.
Okay.
So
yeah, makes
it
sense.
was the plan, and since the start, and and also we came from the Antler school. So yeah, it was the plan. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because it can be hard to go fast when you're bootstrapping, depending on how much cash is the bank. So
Not really in the long cycle industry.
yeah, especially with long sales cycles. So, and then with that pre-seed round, any lessons learned or surprises in that capital raise that you'd like to share with other founders who may be thinking about a pre-seed round?
Yes. A lot. Specifically in 2024, I think it was the worst year. I don't know 2025 how it will be, but 2024 it was particularly hard in France. I think in also Europe and worldwide in a lesser extent. Why in France? Because there's a different, like the political environment wasn't really stable with different political issues coming in and changing the prime minister many times. The political stability wasn't there, so even foreign investors were a bit fleeing France, and also the French VCs were in a wait and see posture. So we had one entrepreneur, a successful one, said, to get one yes, you need to go through 100 no's. And that's pretty much the ratio that we can also affect. And that's statistical. We had an alignment of different stars and planets where we had this first fit with the lead investor that we met at ITC Amsterdam forum. So it's a forum that is a big event for the insurance industry in Amsterdam in 2024. And I encourage every founder to go there and meet in person the VCs. The Zoom or the Google Meets can work, but if you're really exceptional, you need to have this in-person feeling. So that's where we met our lead, and then we had our lead that was UK based, not French, and expert in the insurance industry. Because also we had this barrier where we are in a niche position in the life insurance. Nobody knows about this niche except the experts. So you also need to think about how to vet and select your VCs. And where are you? Are you a niche product that you need to be in your boards? Do you need to have expert also? Or you are just a generalist and you go for other Sequoia or other larger VCs?
Yeah, and
that was the story. And then of course, even with the lead investor, it wasn't enough. So we struggled also to have follow at the end of 2024. And then I really switched the strategy because I understood what I just told you, to be really specific and to not really lose your energy. If I draw my persona of VC that I wanted. So I selected I had a database of VCs, and I knew that I will go for VCs that will be smaller ones that will have around 20 to 40 million under management. That's my sweet spot. And I know, and they're also expert in the insurance industry. So doing that, I managed to have the follows that are Swiss VC specialized in Stenity. So it's specialized in financial institutions. So fintech and insurtech. And we have a Moroccan CVC, corporate venture VC. So yeah, obviously the CVC was understanding all the processes that we are automating, and the Swiss VC also. So that was a bit that was helping in all the due diligence process.
Okay, yeah, appreciate that insight. And that does come up a lot. Very important is having that founder investor fit and they know your market and you don't have to explain insurance to them. So really helpful. So
Exactly.
uh
Yes.
and yeah, and Amir, at this stage of your business, do you have a favorite number or metric that you're using to guide the business?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Yes, I'm looking at. There's like different for different
Mm-hmm.
magic numbers. Currently, I'm looking at the cash burn.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to be less than 3 times, and that's my goal.
Okay. Yeah. The early stage, very important. Cash always one of those big metrics. So,
Exactly.
Mira, really appreciate your time and sharing your journey. As we wrap up, what's coming up next for the company?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, of course, continuing out to grow the team. The next is the going further down the road into bringing expertise to our solution. So building predictive models in the product and being able to detect the different links between the anomalies and the inference between different anomalies and treatments, and also building this fraud detection. It's medical fraud detection. So to when a claim comes, to see if there is underwriting that hasn't been modified, or there is some lies into declaring something in the medical checkups. So that's the product. And if we build this, it's really ambitious. We are also trying to embark big insurers. So that's what's coming up.
All right. Always a lot to work on in early stage SaaS. So appreciate your time today, Amira. And if listeners would like to learn more about Klaimy, where should we send them online?
So it's www.getclaimy. So get as a get, claimy attached.com.
All right. Well, appreciate the time today. And if you'd like to learn more, check out Get Claiming. That's KLAIMY.com to learn more. And again, Amira, really appreciate your time and sharing your journey.
Thank you so much, Ben. It was a pleasure. Thank
Thanks.
you.